Right now on Up with KREM, a plea from state leaders to help prevent more wildfires on this Labor Day.
They're so resilient and they're so tough, and they're in pain. They're in pain and they don't understand.
3 unlikely survivors of a fire in central Washington bringing attention to wounded wildlife.
Labor Day is looking absolutely fantastic across the inland Northwest. Warm, sunny, and improving air quality. But I've got a forecast that brings back smoke as temperatures continue to climb.
The COVID safety net for Americans is crumbling as unemployment benefits end for millions of Americans across the country. How it's impacting Washingtonians.
Up with KREM begins now with Tim Pham, Channing Curtis, and Jeremy Legoo.
Well, good morning. Welcome to Up with KREM on this Labor Day. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Channing Curtis. Well, right now we're tracking multiple wildfires that are burning in Washington and North Idaho.
In North Idaho, firefighters made progress on what's being called the Trestle Creek Fire. So here's what we know. The fire is currently burning 4 miles north of Hope, Idaho, and some areas around the fire are closed this morning.
Now it's over 6,600 acres in size and is 50% contained. Water bucket drops from 2 helicopters are helping to put out the fire.
In Washington, fire officials say warming and drying conditions are contributing to more activity in the Schneider Springs fire burning northwest of Yakima.
More than 800 firefighters are working to keep that fire away from homes. Since it started a month ago, the fire has grown to more than 89,000 acres and is only 14% contained. Now, this Labor Day, Washington state leaders are asking for the public's help to prevent more wildfires from happening.
Yeah, especially after last year was a very, very active wildfire day on Labor Day. And this morning, Nicole Hernandez joining us now to highlight the urgent push to protect both residents and firefighters from wildfire danger. Good morning, Nicole.
Yeah, good morning, guys. So fire season started really early for us this year, in particular about 3 months earlier than we normally see. Those fires hit hard because of our drought conditions that you guys were talking about. So this year, Washington State actually saw a record number of wildfires start. There have been more than 1,700 fires around the state. Those fires have burned about 635,000 acres. And that's more than 2018 and 2019 fire seasons combined. Now, last year, fires that started on Labor Day weekend accounted for more than 70% of all of the acres burned that year completely. Only 93,000 acres had burned by the end of August, and that Labor Day weekend firestorm burned more than 500,000 acres in less than 36 hours. And the smoke after that temporarily gave Western Washington the worst air quality in the world. Now, here are some general fire prevention tips to try to avoid some of these things. So first up, avoid starting fires outside. Don't park your cars on grassy areas. Get rid of dry fuels around your home. Clean your rooftops and gutters, and pay attention to burn bans in your area. So if you're interested in the latest information on all the wildfires that we have right now, you can text the word wildfires to 509-448-2000. We'll send you a link with information. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Well, it was almost 1 year ago that the Babb Road wildfires engulfed the towns of Malden and Pine City.
Yeah, it was very devastating, and the fire forced nearly 200 residents to evacuate and relocate. And today, the Pine Creek community will hold an event to remember what was lost. Now, this is all starting at 11:30 a.m. this morning with a flag presentation.
Now, tomorrow, our Scorched Earth series will continue on Up with KREM. We'll be live from Malden and Pine City, where residents are still living with the destruction from last year. All right, the time is now 6:03. Let's take a look at the weather for this Labor Day, because it was a pretty nice weekend. I hope everybody got to get outside a little bit.
And look at that sunrise behind Jeremy right now.
Oh, man, you should see it out here. It's incredible. So off in the distance, unfortunately, what you see right there, this beautiful orange and the pink, that's wildfire smoke.
Oh.
But it is
don't
beautiful.
like that, but it makes nice colors.
I know, it's pretty.
It's like, yeah, that's incredibly awesome, but oh, gross. Oh, no, that's exactly what we don't want to see. However, the big reason we saw such a big firestorm over Labor Day weekend 1 year ago was a windstorm that moved through. Now, those windstorms are becoming more and more common here across the inland Northwest. So as our average temperature continues to climb, as we continue to dry out each and every summer, those windstorms become more common, and that means firestorms, unfortunately, will likely become more common in future years. Right now, We have some breezy wind, but not quite to the point where it's gusty or a windstorm, and that is very good news. As we kick off today, 59 degrees here in town. Absolutely beautiful. How cool is this? So look, it goes from orange all the way over to this like kind of pinkish purple color. And then look at back behind me here on the South Hill. It's that same purple that kind of matches the graphic. It's kind of one of those TVs where the background matches the foreground. Is that still a thing? Do people still have those? Anyway, temperatures near 60 this morning. We did cool down a bit. We're down to 59 here in Spokane. But if you ask Nicole, she says, hey, it's kind of chilly if you stand out here all morning. And I believe it. It does feel a little bit cooler now that I'm out here for a while. Near 60 in Coeur d'Alene, 54 in Sandpoint, 67 on the AQI. So we are sitting right comfortably in moderate. And I think we trend a little bit closer to good throughout the day today. And then tomorrow we start closer to good and trend closer to unhealthy for some by the end of the day. Actually, I have a graphic for that. So smoke starts to blow out. We still wind up seeing a bit of an atmospheric haze today. Tomorrow we'll wind up seeing more of that smoke settle. And look what happens by tomorrow evening. We have a ridge of high pressure that builds in and just kind of pushes that smoke down toward the ground. So we will wind up seeing much more smoke later tomorrow. I think tomorrow looks a lot like yesterday looked across the region. For now though, not really much in the way of cloud cover, and that's how we stay all day. Mostly sunny skies and temperatures climbing. We go from near 60 right now. I think this is kind of as cold as we get once that sun comes up. Yeah, about 10 minutes until that happens. And by this afternoon, we are in the mid to low 80s. I think 83 is where we top out. So it's going to be warm, going to be nice. More smoke moves in tomorrow. Today, kind of the pick day of the week. Ooh, enjoy it.
Let's get to breaking news now. This morning, a Spokane man is missing. Right now, what we know is that this man went missing on Saturday. His name is 71-year-old William Wiggins.
That's right. Now, like Tim just said, he was actually last seen early Saturday morning and was wearing a blue shirt with JJ Smoke Shop written on it, jeans and tan slippers. Now, police are asking that you call Crime Check if you have any information as to where he might be.
Let's get you out the door now. It is time for your morning rush. More news in less time.
The Spokane Indians game was canceled last night, and the reason why? Additional COVID testing needed to be done for the opposing team. Now, the Indians were supposed to play the Tri-City Dust Devils, but more testing and contact tracing was required to follow the league's safety guidelines. But the good news is, if you have had tickets for the game, you can exchange those for a potential playoff game later this season.
Alaska Airlines will require all new employees to be vaccinated against coronavirus. Current employees who are fully vaccinated will get a $200 bonus. Any unvaccinated employees will have to follow a new testing protocol.
Washington State Fish and Wildlife says whale watch tours need to stay further away from the J-pod of orcas. They issued an emergency proclamation because one of the calves born in May of 2019 is unwell and in poor condition. Staying away from the pot will help the young orcas survive. Now, whales in poor condition are 2 to 3 times more likely to die than healthy whales.
A student from Liberty Lake is the youngest artist to be nominated for an award in the Spokane Arts Awards. Surapaneni Sindhu is nominated for exemplifying inclusion in her community, so she actually hosted a summer camp for more than 550 students to learn about art. They raised money through the camp and her other art lessons, and it's being given to charities to help people who are homeless. That's your morning rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media.
Well, over the last few years, food trucks have become the go-to for community and even private events. This morning, we're speaking with an owner of a food truck about cooking mobile during the pandemic.
And we talked about our temperatures on the rise as we move through the day, but you're probably going, all right, so what's to come? Well, we get a big shift in our atmospheric pattern, and what that shift does is brings about the chance of showers for some. See that storm off the coast of Oregon? That eventually moves in, takes its aim at Canada, and we'll talk what that means for us coming up here in your full forecast.
Before we head to break, here's some fast facts about Labor Day. The Central Labor Day Union celebrated the first Labor Day on Tuesday, September 5th, 1882 in New York City.